Hello everybody and welcome to this demo of the CarbonCorp platform that aims to bridge the sustainability financing gap for both businesses and investors. It helps businesses to be transparent with their environmental data and environmental assets by give them a platform whereby they can collect, submit and manage their environmental data such as ESG reports and reports of emissions, which are also tracked automatically using IoT devices and reported on-chain for verifiability and viability. On the other hand, businesses get a platform whereby they can assess these businesses, or rather, investors get a platform whereby they can assess these businesses based on their viability of environmental sustainability and also based on their verified reports. And through this platform, they can also invest in the businesses. One of these businesses can raise money on this platform is through sale of carbon credits from the verified carbon offsets that they're able to record on the platform. And the other is through issuing bonds, whereby investors can invest in the bonds and get interest from the businesses. So to get started, you need to connect your wallet. You have three types of users on the system. There's an issuer, the business, the investor, and the auditor who's here to audit the business's activities. So getting started, we started the issuer, and this is the interface. So they have several functions. They have a dashboard where they can see their performance based on the data they submit in terms of ESG performance. So there's an overall score, environmental, social governance, their trends, the score distribution, and they also have a compliance tracker whereby they can get recommendations for complying with certain environmental standards. Next up is ESG data, whereby they can get to submit their ESG data. We have several templates. This is the basic and advanced templates for each standard. So currently we have two implemented: the GRI basic, which is this, and the advanced, which has way more fields and which is more comprehensive in terms of assessment of a company. Then we have SRS basic and advanced, also way more advanced in and comprehensive in coverage. So for instance, we could go with the SRS basic. Save on time for now. Can input values. In the real world, these will have to reflect real world values, which will then be assessed by an auditor within the system once submitted. So for this, we are going to submit the data input in the template, send the transactions, and it's going to be submitted both on-chain for recording of the audit trail and also going to be recorded using decentralized storage on IPFS. So wait. Once submitted, you can get your transaction hash to the particular transaction and the IPFS hash to go view the data that you've submitted. Next up would be the greenhouse gas emissions, whereby companies can provide data on the emissions. We have scope 1 direct emissions, energy, and the indirect scope 3. And then they'll also have to provide supporting documents. These are examples of documents. And then once all that is done and they have saved all the emissions, they can also get to submit this to the blockchain and to the platform. Last up is the reports, whereby the businesses can view past reports and can also get to download them in various formats. As you can see, you can have downloads in CSV or in PDF for various reports and various standards supported on the system. Next up is carbon monitoring, whereby businesses can monitor their carbon performance in terms of offsets and emissions and can also gain carbon credits from these. So we have several types of businesses that we intend to start with. It's the EV companies, electric mobility, there's the renewable energy companies and paperless companies, for which we are in talks with. And some have already agreed to partner. So we have an overall dashboard for overall carbon use. For EV companies, they get to monitor their fleets of vehicles, whereby each vehicle is connected to the platform via IoT device and submitting data in real time. So it's possible to view all the data in real time. For renewable energy companies, you get to assess your renewable energy products. You can see the production from various sources that you have enlisted under your entity. You can have total production and offsets, and yeah. Then for paperless, you can get to see how much you saved the planet. And this is tracked live for partner companies who are under such paperless companies that are helping them go green. Next up is carbon credits, whereby for any project registered, they can be able to manage their carbon credits right here. So you have this is just a dashboard. You can have your history of credits. Then for carbon projects, if you wanted to apply to have a new carbon project, you'd need to start here, whereby you provide several details for the projects. These are the supported types. You can have duration you intend to run it for, description, location details. These will all be submitted for the auditors review. And then when you intend to start or when it started, and the expected reductions in carbon. You can have supporting documents for the same to like maybe verify what will be your claims. Then submit these. So submitted on chain and will be available for for the auditor to review on their end. So get to confirm the transaction. Remember it's new 7, so that you can be able to verify that on the other end. So you wait, since it takes some time to save both to off-chain storage and then save on chain. Yeah, once that's done, you can have your transaction hash and IPFS hash for the stored documents. Then once that is done, you can be able to view your carbon projects. You have like your total carbon projects offsets. And then you can have your verified projects. And for the latest one which you just created, we have the pending status. You can be able to view more details of the same. Just gives you the initial amount. And once this is verified, it's right now it's pending verification. Once verified, it will be tradable. So after that, the last interface for businesses is green bonds, whereby they can be able to raise loans for their businesses. And they have an overview of a dashboard of how much they raised and how much is due and how much carbon they'll be able to impact. The next one will be an interface to issue the bonds. So you can have bond name, the amount, maturity period, how many units you need to raise your money, and your your target metrics for the particular project. Then once you issue, it's then available for review on the other end. So next up, we'll have the auditor, who now gets to sorry, now gets to audit all that is presented on the other end. So they have ESG reports, part of which you've submitted right now, and you have carbon projects, the latest one which you just presented right now. So you can start with the carbon project, whereby they need to go through what is presented. This redirects to IPFS, it's not yet rendered, whereby they get to view the PDF. It's retrieved and they get to view it. And then once they have all the supporting documents, they can verify the project based on recommended standards, and have them providing their details, So yeah, you have the businesses providing their details and any comments for the carbon projects, and they can choose based on the assessment the length of the particular projects. Once all that is done, the auditors will verify the project to update the status on chain and to make it available for investment and for trading of the assets. Then that takes a while also to be fully submitted on chain. But once it's done, you have the response. You can see it updates to indicate no pending projects for the particular auditor or for the auditor in the system. Then after that, we'll have unaudited reports. These are from the ESG reporting. You can have the custom reports or JRA reports. I think the latest one is this one. So they can choose to start the audit whereby the particular audit will be assigned to them. This also takes some time because it has to be confirmed on chain that the particular audit is under their tenure. So that also takes some time. It is of course based on the speed of transactions. And that is moved from the list of unaudited reports to active audits. Then we have pending audits, which can be from now other solar or other carbon credit projects. We have active audits, which is like the actual report we just incorporated right now. This particular one does not have any data attached to it because we didn't upload documents. But if it did, we'd be in a position to completed. We have a report on the total number of completed audits and their previous history. These are also available on IPFS. Sorry. And then for validation, if you have any pending validation of a project, that's where you get that. And for any pending projects, we've already solved the one that we had. So that's not an issue for the auditor right now. So through this, the auditor can get to totally assess all what's left in terms of auditing. They can assess different environmental projects. They can assess environmental reports. And yeah, they can also get to view their performance for the particular audits. Then after this, the last person would be the investor who gets to see his investment portfolio. This is a dashboard of overall investment portfolio, but right now, without any holdings or any investments, they wouldn't see much. But on to the next page whereby they get to see the investment opportunities that are available on the platform, such as bonds. Can get to view the details of particular bonds. They can get to view documents for particular bonds we are submitted. And then they can also get to select a number of units they would want to purchase from a particular bond. Next up, if they had any holdings in terms of bonds, this will be displayed here. Then the carbon credits that will be available for them to buy. So these are examples of carbon credits that have been verified from the auditor, whereby they can get to view the details. They can see how much is reduced, how much is saved in terms of energy, and the verification details, the kind of standards that was used in verification, descriptions, and so yeah, they get to view all these details. and then the standards. So these way they have full transparency, and they can be able to purchase the credits based on the pricing. Can also provide the amount right here in the same dashboard. So you can have different projects based on what was verified in where the investor has bought credits. They can have an overview and tracking of their credits, how much they are currently worth, how many of them are verified, and should they choose to want to retire some of these for their own offsets, they can choose to retire that which is in their wallet, and they can provide the amounts they want to retire. Next up is impact tracking, whereby based on your total portfolio in terms of bond and both carbon credits, you can be able to track your total offsets, yeah, how much renewable energy you have that is able to power different sectors of the environment, how much you've saved in terms of water conservation and preservation. So this way for impact investors, it provides um, uh, a decent or rather good dashboard and means of tracking what the investment has been able to provide over the years or over time with all the records to back it up. And of course, also have the impact certificates. These are gonna be based on the amount of carbon credits that they actually retire from the circulation from the atmosphere. So that is how the whole cycle of the platform works, whereby the three come together and are connected in terms of transparency, in terms of compliance and regulation, and in terms of trust, whereby they all have full transparency into each other's operations and can get to access the other without much friction. So that is the overall view and implementation of the platform CarbonCorp, and we hope to grow beyond where we've come. Thank you for your time, and hope to see you next as we partner with more people along the way. Thank you.